Hey everyone out there, welcome to another thrilling installment of Radio Free Decipher. This is Evan Lorenz coming at you from Norfolk with a very special guest host, Mr. Mark Tuttle.
Oh, I'm a guest host.
You're a guest host, man.
Okay.
This is what Kyle told me, man. You're a guest host now.
I see.
Well, you do have the background for it.
Yes, I have a little bit of radio background, you might say.
First of all, let's back up a step, because it's been a while since you've hosted any of the, like the DecipherCon RFDs, so there may be a few people out there who don't know who you are.
That's true.
Okay, so fill us in.
Basically, I have been with Decipher since 1995, perhaps.
That is a long run.
I was on the initial playtest team for the Star Wars customizable card game. I was at playtest number 1.
That's cool.
With such old timers like Chuck Kallenbach.
I was going to say I hear those stories from Chuck sometimes too.
He actually asked me. We had lunch the other day, and we were sitting there, and he looked at me and he said, "Did you have any idea 8 years ago that we would be sitting here today?" And I said, "Chuck, I didn't think we'd be alive 8 years from that point." So yeah, and I've did the play testing for Star Wars and helped with the early mechanics on that, and just had a lot of fun doing that. And then was pitched by Decipher. They tried to hire me many times over the last several years,
and you just wouldn't have it.
Well, I was pretty entrenched where I was. I've been doing professional radio in Ohio for the last 18 years, and it was a pretty good gig. And I would
imagine so.
I said, well, let me do this. Let me counter your offer. How about letting me work part-time and do rule support for the Star Wars customizable card game? And they said, that's great.
Okay.
So I did that for many years on the Star Wars discussion list, and then when it came time to do the Elrond thing,
I became Elrond.
I became Elrond, which I'm not anymore.
Oh, that's sad. Can people write to Elrond anymore?
Elrond is on vacation right now.
Really?
He is walking through the trees, looking at leaves, and smelling the mists of Rivendell. Yeah.
So right now, if somebody has Lord of the Rings questions, who are they asking?
Well, there's a couple different things they can do. If you send an email to elrond@decipher.com, you'll get a message bounced back to you, which will have links to various resources on the Decipher.com website.
Okay.
There is the wonderful Getting Started section on the website, which has all the help clinic articles that I've written, the sample game that I wrote. Also, various other articles there. There's a link that you'll get to the rules and FAQ page, which Elrond is a big proponent of reading the rules. They're so simple. And you'll also get some information on the Lord of the Rings discussion list.
Okay.
A lot of that's a good place to go for strategy too. If you have a deck and you're really not sure about it, it's easy. It's free to sign up, and it's not a huge volume of email, so it's not going to overflood your mailbox. Send your deck there. Ask for deck help. Say how do I beat those nasty Urukai, and somebody will respond back to you, and not somebody necessarily from Decipher, but some of the other posters will reply back to you.
Some of the people not with Decipher have the better deck construction ideas anyway.
That's true. See, because we're busy making cards, and you folks play them, so sometimes we are not the experts. People, they sit down across from the table and like, oh my God, you're Elrond, you're going to kill me. No, probably not.
I might reach Site 5.
Yeah, maybe if I'm lucky. If I go, look over there. But anyways, and something else that people should, if they have questions, could look at is a new product that we have out on the shelves right now, which is the Lord of the Rings TCG Quick Start set.
Yes, with the uber cool rule book in it, I hear.
Yeah, this is the biggest rule book we've made to date because we didn't have the restrictions of the little tiny book that we put in the card pack.
Yes.
It's full of examples. It's got lots of good, this is how this works, and some of the explanations are expanded out just a little bit. So that is, and plus for the value you get for your dollar. It's $19.95. You get 260 card playable decks. You get a 2 Towers booster pack. You get the rule book. You get the play mat. You get the CD, which has the collection manager, the deck builder, which does those all important deck statistics, which you can't beat. It's also got the basic tutorial, which will, a lot of people don't like to be taught a game because they think they look dumb.
Right, so you do this in the privacy of your own home.
Absolutely. Sit there with your computer. It'll teach you how to play the game, and then you can practice against the computer in the advanced tutorial. So it's one of those kind of sleeper products. So go to your store and ask for it, the Lord of the Rings.
We were selling that at our booth at Origins, weren't we?
Yes, we were, and a lot of people weren't aware of it and looked at it and said, well, why would I not have this? So, anyways, I digress though. So yeah, you can send your questions to Elrond. You'll get those links, and then the Elrond will pick up again, I believe, next week. That you can start asking your questions about the Ents of Fangorn.
Very nice.
Okay. I hear there's a few. Just one or two.
They're working that out upstairs right now.
They're working that out right now.
They're preparing the next FAQ.
Exactly.
So you were turning down offer after offer, and then a new offer came. What is it you're finally doing now that you're here?
I will be working in the sales and marketing department here at Decipher. They are merging the two departments now to better support the customers, the retailers, the distributors, basically to get you better information, more advanced information on the product line, and to make sure that when you go down to Bob's Comics and Games store, if there is a Bob's Comic and Games store, this is not a free plug, but I will take bribes, and make sure that product is there on the shelf for you.
Excellent.
So that's what I'll be doing now.
And you're all of, well, I was going to say like 2 days on the job, but you started at Origins.
Yes. Actually, we started a day before Origins at a distributor summit and met some of the retailers out there. But yeah, Origins was when I finally took over. So when you walked up to me and said, "Can I get a demo?" and I said, "No," that's pretty much why.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm just kidding.
But as far as in the office, we're talking like this is day 2, isn't it?
This is day 2, and I walked in wearing a tie today, and I have gotten more abuse for wearing a necktie in this building.
I don't know that one's ever been seen in this building.
There's another guy wearing a necktie today too.
Another new guy?
No.
Really?
No, the guy in the office across from me, he's wearing a necktie too. So we're
Did you coordinate?
Well, there was a memo. I'm sorry you didn't get it.
I
was told it was shorts day, and I never got that memo. So.
Although, we should let everybody know it's not just any tie. It's not your standard power tie.
Be careful.
We're talking Spider-Man.
That's right. Well, this is I refer to this as the tie that my wife hates.
Really?
Yes.
And is she not in town yet?
No, she's not here yet.
Aha.
She's on her way down, but I'm picking her up at the airport in this tie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she'll see it. She'll get the full effect of it.
I can't wait to hear the story.
It'll be ugly.
So we have digressed a little bit. You mentioned Origins, which was a big event. What were you up to there? You said meeting distributors.
Yeah, at Origins we were talking to distributors. We were just basically. We were basically kind of working the floor and listening to feedback on some great things. We got some great products out there. The RPGs, of course, we won the big award at Origins.
Yes, we won Best RPG of the Year for the Lord of the Rings role-playing core book.
Yep. And so we were pushing that a lot. We were doing a lot of demos of both the Lord of the Rings role-playing game and also the Star Trek role-playing game. We came up with some really nice quick start adventures.
Yeah, people haven't heard really about those.
And well, because they're not available in the shops.
Right.
They were there for the convention people, and we gave them away if you played the demo. And the cool thing about it was the accessory that you got with it.
Yeah, they come with dice. The Star Trek ones I know are in a Paramount approved but invented Klingon numeral system. They're little Klingon marks on them for all and the rings dice I didn't see.
They were Elven,
of course,
Elven numbered dice, and very cool. A lot of people just wanted to get that and said, well, I'll do the demo for that, and then they played the game and they walked away saying, wow, that's really a lot of fun.
And I know that some people have also been asking for an adventure. A prefab adventure for both of those systems, so here's a little bit of one to get you started.
Absolutely. I did find, though, that in my experience, the Klingon dice always roll snake eyes for me.
Ooh.
I played a Bajoran medic that couldn't shoot a Jem'Hadar if it was standing in front of me, holding the phaser to its chest.
Nice.
Yeah, it was not a good... The game master actually took pity on me and fixed the transporters at the last second, so I didn't die a bloody, greasy mess.
That's pretty sad, man.
It was pretty sad. That's why I do the card games.
Very good.
Not that I'm much more successful with that either, right?
How about .hack? Did you personally do any demos?
I took the demo.
Okay.
For .hack. See,
was this the first time you'd ever been exposed to the game?
Yes. Just being in the office for a couple days now, .hack was somewhat new to me. It's actually .hack. / enemy.
Yes.
And for those of you who have not heard, .hack is an anime property out of Japan. It's going to be the next big anime thing that you see. There's a PlayStation 2 game, which is very quickly approaching what is it, bestseller?
Yeah,
status?
it's platinum status. It's a 4-part game, and the first part is about to get that cool little red cover that says we've sold many copies of this game.
It's also on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim on Saturday nights, and it's soon to be a manga comic series. And basically, it is what happens when the MMORPGs go bad.
Okay.
You know, for those of you who play the online role-playing games, the storyline behind this is that there's only one of these. It's called The World, and everybody in the world is playing it, all the kids. And they start getting sucked into the game, and they don't come out.
They fall into comas in real life.
In real life, they go into comas, which my wife will say that happened to me with some of these games.
Yeah, I can think of some... That would have been me playing Trek or something like that.
So the game is from the cool thing about this is you know, there are various parts to the .hack universe, and they all tell a different story. Now, in some of our games, like say for example, Lord of the Rings trading card game, this you can take these cards and you can duplicate, you know, kind of what's happening in the movies. Imagine, if you will, a game where it's taking another part of the Tolkien universe that's happening parallel to the story of the Fellowship. You know, what was happening in Gondor while all the rest of this was happening. So it's kind of how .hack Enemy is. We're telling it from the point of view of the enemy, and we are kind of one of now 4 pieces authorized by Bandai to tell this story.
That's good stuff.
It's very, and you know what? And they are. If you didn't get a chance to demo this at Origins, the cards are beautiful. They are the most colorful, most vibrant things that Decipher has ever produced.
I'm a fan. And those, of course, just came off of our printer. While nice. You know, they're going to look
nice,
good when we get to the finished product.
And it's a lot of fun. It's shuffle and play. It's, you know, you throw it down, and it's one of those. Remember when you first started playing TCGs, and they said, hey, stick a deck in your back pocket, you know, play a game here, and that stopped happening a long time ago. I'm carrying 2,000 cards with me every time I go someplace. But this is shuffle and play. It's very quick. The tournament system it's basically best 2 out of 3 in 45 minutes. So it doesn't have the long setup that some other games have had. It doesn't have the table real estate that other Decipher games have had. So it's a very good game.
Now, I know we wanted to actually get Chuck or Mike, Chuck Kallenbach or Mike Reynolds, who are 2 of the main designers working on it. We've also had Brad DeFruiter do a little work on it, and of course we've had developing it, Jeff Snyder and Mike Gerard. But we wanted to get one of them on here to talk about it, but there actually was a lot of very positive feedback, but also good suggestions for tweaks that came out of the Origins demos. This is really the first chance we had to get the new templates in front of players, the first chance we had to really get some reactions, and so they are working very busily to make those changes, you know, make little adjustments based on what we learned, and get those in for future demo decks at upcoming cons, and of course for the press for the real product.
That's actually not true at all. They just refuse to be on a microphone with me.
Well, you know,
you're only here because you have to.
I have to be here because, you know, let's face it, I'm outclassed a bit, but but you know,
you're doing fine.
So we will try and get them on. But if you do have a question that you would like to see answered by one of those guys, they are fairly regularly checking the new .hack Enemy board, and you can post a message there on the board. I know Chuck in particular is pretty methodical about reading it and has responded to just about all the threads put to him so far.
Yeah, and if you're going to any of the upcoming shows, you know, Gen Con / DecipherCon, that kind of thing, make sure you stop by and give this a whirl. You know, you might not even be an anime fan, particularly. Maybe you're not a .hack fan, but just game-wise, game mechanics, it's a good, fun, entertaining game.
I feel the same way, and actually I'm very much not an anime fan, and you know, of course people are going to expect me to say good things about it, but it really is true, because I really... Internally, I kind of begged off working on any part of it because I watched .hack and really did not respond to it. But once they got the game up and running, I couldn't get enough of it. So
Right. My knowledge of anime kind of ended with Speed Racer.
Yeah, well, there you go. Haha.
Gives you an indication of how old I am.
Very nice.
But it really is a good thing, and you will see that hit your store shelves in October. And there'll be all kinds of, at least that's what they're telling us. There's all kinds of you know, fabulous promotions and things that we have. The tournament for .hack is going to be very cool too, because those of you who have played online role-playing games, such as EverQuest and things like that, you know that the treadmill that you are on is all about leveling.
Yes.
Gotta level. I'm not going to bed until I hit level 36. And it uses the same sort of thing in this, is that the more tournaments you play in, not necessarily win, but the more that you play in, you'll get more points for winning, but you'll get good points for just participating, and you will be able to level your characters up, and or level yourself up, excuse me, and there will be rewards for you, the player, for doing that. Yeah,
it's pretty intriguing, I think. Very different for us, and we'll, of course, be revealing more details as we get closer to the launch.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think we've covered a pretty good wealth of information.
Well, something else we should cover, too, is, see, I'm wearing the sales hat now.
Good for you, man.
Is the Lord of the Rings anthology, which is another very cool product, which is coming out, and a few of you at the booth at Origins got a chance to see the Tengwar cards, the 18 cards.
We had them in a binder on the counter.
From the Fellowship of the Ring block.
There's some good stuff in there.
Well, it's very good cards. A lot of them are rare cards, but they're all done in the Tengwar alphabet. And the gentleman who did all the scripting, and I apologize, I don't have his name in front of me now, but who did the lettering for the Lord of the Rings movies, hand wrote these cards for us. We didn't just type these in a word processor and outspat a Tengwar True Type font.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. And they're beautiful cards. And the big question is, they tournament legal. And it's my understanding that they are just like any foreign language
why
card.
not?
As long as you've got the reference card, you're golden. So along with that, you also get the nice box, which is not the same length, not the same size as our old anthology.
It's a little
boxes.
shorter, but this was actually deliberate. We had a lot of feedback saying that the old box was just a little too long. It actually wouldn't fit in, say, your average backpack or whatever. It'd stick out the top, and so these are a little shorter. They'll actually fit.
For once, shorter is better. And it's also a little wider. You can put the deluxe, you can put the sealed deck starters in there.
Yes.
Those
you can
smaller
actually,
boxes.
Right.
You get the box, you get 2 Fellowship packs, you get 2 Moria packs, you get 2 Realms packs, you get a random starter from the Fellowship block, you get the Fellowship draft pack, and of course the 18 Tengwar cards. And that's a heck of a deal right there. So go bug your local shop to make sure they get the Lord of the Rings anthology in there.
Well, then I'll get one last plug-in, too, which is this coming Wednesday, the 9th, is the release date of All Good Things. The final first edition Star Trek set loaded with goodies, which all of you should have seen by now because the spoiler went up on Friday.
Yes.
And maybe even as you're listening to this, I'm actually participating in a chat session on the All Good Things message board, which is happening Thursday afternoon.
How can you do that?
Well, multitasking, and I'm glad you asked.
I wondered what that hand was doing over there typing.
Yes.
So does this mean now we're finally going to have a use for barber pole?
Yes.
And what a lot of people don't realize is this is what we had intended all along. We meant to do it exactly this way.
Right.
All those years ago.
They're seeing through that right now because I put an article up on Tuesday that explained all of the fallen, failed attempts along the way to cover barbering. Just the ones that I knew of.
Yeah, thanks for covering my back there, bud.
Yeah, I got you, man.
I like the idea that somebody said, the barber pole could give attribute bonus to bald characters.
Oh, hey, there you go.
That would get, you got Mod, you got Picard, every Picard.
We had a few jokes like that over the years. Like the first draft of Julian's teddy bear, Kukulaka, was going to give him security. But we didn't go through with that.
Oh, folks, you'll hit that in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that'll make sense, right? What else are we going to talk about today?
I'm tapped out. I have nothing left.
You're spent. All right.
4th of July is tomorrow, which for us Americans, that means we're getting a day off, and so don't look for any activity from Decipherians on Friday.
Sure, unless you find us on a beach somewhere, maybe.
There you go. Although it's raining now, so we'll see what happens.
Right. Okay. But no, for those of you who are, our domestic listeners, happy Independence Day to you guys. Celebrate well and celebrate safe.
Okay.
All right. For the rest of you, just look and be jealous of us because we get a day off.
Sure.
Does this mean Marcus gets a day off?
I don't know how that works for Marcus and Yuri. I don't know.
Huh. Well,
I guess
let's make him work.
I guess Bastille Day is...
Sure. Also my birthday. Presents will be accepted.
All right.
Nice little plug there.
Very nice. You can send those to P.O. Box 56.
Yes.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes.
23510.
You don't stink at this nearly as bad as Kyle said you did.
Oh, well. I'll have to have a little talk with Kyle.
Okay.
You were warned, huh?
I was warned, yes. Actually, what Kyle told me to do is Kyle told me to bust your chops about your interviewing skills, and I think you've done fabulous.
Why, thank you.
I have interviewed dozens of people. I've never really been interviewed, so you did good.
Thanks, man.
You did good. All right.
Well, I got nowhere to go but down now, so let's end this, shall we?
Let's do it.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. Have a great weekend.